another Shop My Stash week of makeup, and I'm really excited about this week's makeup. I had kind of a strange week. It's been really stressful and really busy, so I had several no makeup days, or like really minimal makeup days, but I still wanted to share with you what I did use out of the products that I selected last Saturday. And I have to tell you, it's so much fun on Saturday selecting all these products. It definitely feels like I'm shopping my stash, like I'm going shopping with all of the fun little products that I have, and it's really making me appreciate the things that I already have. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what I chose for this week, and then at the end I'll definitely talk to you about some of the things that I loved the most. I really hope that you enjoy. All right, you guys, I'm going to start again with brushes this week, and the brush set that I selected to use was my e.l.f. brushes. So these are all of the e.l.f., I think they're the Studio Collection brushes, so they're the ones that are not the like $1, $2 brushes, but like the $3 to $6 brushes. Still crazy affordable, but they're all synthetic and vegan, and they're really nice brushes actually. So I have not been using a sponge at all, but I've been using this foundation brush to apply my foundation this week, and this is the Ultimate Blending Brush. I really like it. It's very soft, it's very dense, and I like that it's slightly rounded rather than a very like flat top kabuki style brush. It just kind of hits the curves of my face a little bit easier, but this one has been excellent. I definitely enjoy that. You saw my quick PSA about using this angled brush to contour, and I definitely have been. I've been using this in my blush, contour, highlight. But another brush that I absolutely love for highlight is this one, which was a relatively recent purchase. This is their highlighting brush. I'm kind of bummed that they no longer have the names on the handles, but whatever. It's a highlighting brush. So it's very tapered and very fluffy and light, and just really nice to use. So awesome brushes. I absolutely adore this small tapered brush of theirs. I love to set my under eye with this. It's just the perfect size. So can't recommend those brushes enough. I really think they're fantastic. And now they're going to go ahead and get washed, which is awesome. I'm loving this rotation in terms of keeping my brushes clean. They're going to go ahead and get washed, and I'm going to pick another set for next week. I have a whole lot of makeup here, and I have to be honest, I didn't even get to it all, especially because I had a few no makeup days. So I'm going to kind of skip over some of the stuff that I didn't really get to, but I want to tell you about the things that I did. So for my face all week, I've been using this foundation. This is the BH Cosmetics BH Studio Pro HD foundation, and I have mine in the shade 103. They're just numbered, and it's one of those like airless, like vacuum pump kind of things, which is super cool. I love that it has a pump, and it's so messy. I'm sorry, that's disgusting, but you know, that's life. So I love this foundation. I've been applying it with the brush that I was telling you about, but actually today I tried applying it with my clean hands, and I loved that. It's such a natural, easy foundation to blend. It's like a liquidy, but not too liquidy kind of formula. So it's just very creamy and very smooth. It's really beautiful. I highly recommend this foundation if you're looking for something that's just really lightweight and natural and has like a no makeup feel. This one is just stunning, and I actually loved how it applied with my hands. So if you're a very low maintenance person and you're just not into using brushes or sponges, I highly recommend this foundation. It's fantastic. So there was that. Underneath it, so I have to be honest, I wore this like Saturday, right? The first day I picked it out, and I felt like my skin got a little bit shiny throughout the day, and that honestly could just be because it's like in the 90s here in Florida and it's ridiculously humid. So I pulled this out of my collection later that day and I added it for the week. This is the Shine Stopper Instant Matte Finish. It's like a primer for oil control, and it's from Paula's Choice. This stuff has been amazing. I take the tiniest amount of it. This thing just lasts and lasts forever because you don't need much. You can take like this much or twice this much, depends on how much oil your skin really has, but I take that and I just blend it on my forehead, on like the large pore areas of my face, like around my cheeks, by my nose and then down my chin, so the T-zone. And it really helps to mattify. It's beautiful underneath that foundation. You can use it under or over though, so it's really a versatile product and I love that. Okay, for concealer, I've been using this. This is a relatively new pick for me. This is from Physicians Formula, and it's a double-ended concealer twins it's called, and it's in the shade Yellow Light. So it has a yellow end for correcting, and it has just a light concealer shade for concealing. And I've liked it. I feel like the formula is kind of similar to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. So I find with that concealer, it blends out beautifully with like a beauty blender or fingertips, and not as beautifully with a brush. Like it can look a little dry on the under eye with a brush, and the same was true with this one. So I felt like it performed really similar to that, and I kind of enjoyed using the yellow to conceal some of the sort of purpley darkness under my eyes, but I didn't love the way it blended with this brush, not because of this concealer brush, which is awesome, but just because of the formula of this. I found that if I tapped it out with my fingertips instead, sort of the warmth of my fingertips helped it really blend into the skin, and I liked it a lot better. Okay, let's see what else is in here. I had an e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, which, you know, did the trick. Really cheap as well. I had this Model Co. lip liner, which I really liked for natural lip days. Beautiful. This is, I believe, in the shade, I don't know that it has a shade, it's just called the Illusion Lip Liner. But really, really nice formula. I used one look this week. I used this liner that I pulled out just for fun. This is one of the Mally Evercolor Starlight waterproof liners, and this is in Caribbean Sea. It's a pretty turquoisey green. So used that this week. That was fun. I set my face with my homemade setting spray. This is a really easy formula. It's mostly distilled water, aloe vera gel, a little bit of vitamin E oil, and vegetable glycerin, which is what really helps it, you know, stick your makeup to your face. So I have a video on this that I can link below if you're interested in making your own setting spray, but just nice and refreshing. Love that. And I used it over top of the powder that I chose this week, which was this Pixie by Petra powder. I think this is a relatively new one in their collection, but I have mine in the shade number 2 Nude, and it's their color correcting powder foundation. This is not a heavy powder foundation. I'm not sure that it gives like full coverage like you might expect from some powder foundations, but it does just a dream job of evening out your skin tone. It looks so good. I can even set my under eye with it. It's light enough to do that. It doesn't look cakey. So this was the only powder that I used this week, and I loved it. I definitely recommend this, especially if you can find like a coupon or a sale at Target, because I think this is like $18. But if you can get it on some kind of promotion for a little less expensive, it's definitely worth it. I love the packaging. It's just super cute. So good product for sure. And then for, oh my gosh, it's storming like crazy outside. I'm so sorry if you hear thunder or like deafening sounds of rain, but it is wild. Okay. So I've been using this for contour and for like highlighting the under eye area. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. It's beautiful. And if you don't have a contouring palette, I recommend this one because it's like $4 and it really does the trick. But also, these two shades are the perfect shades for like any base eye look. You can use this to highlight the brow bone, or to just set after you put on primer so that your colors go on more smoothly. And you can use this one as a crease shade, which is brilliant if you like that just like kind of warm toned, I don't know, neutral crease shade. It's perfect. So great versatile product, definitely worth having, especially for the price. I love this blush. This is one that Robin gave me in our swap, which was such a fun thing to do. And this is from the Revolution, Makeup Revolution. And it's a matte blush in the shade Divine, and it's a really pretty cool pink. And it just creates a beautiful natural flush, like you've been outside. This was the a sort of nude shade that I picked for the week. This is an e.l.f. Pressed Mineral blush, and it's a really light, nice nude. It's such a no-brainer blush to put on. I loved it. So on my really light makeup days, I didn't contour or anything. I just used this blush to give my skin some life, and it was brilliant. This is the shade Sweet Retreat. Also for cheeks, I pulled out these two. These are sample-sized Becca products that I got in different kits that they had. This is such a great way to buy Becca products because really, how much highlighter do you need? It's hard to go through a product like that. So this one is the Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal, and it's the highlight that I've been using this week, and it's stunning. It's just so like radiant and incredible. I love it so much. So I've really been enjoying that. And then this is the blush in Flower Child, and it is beautiful as well. It's really kind of like summery peachy, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So it's just been really fun for, you know, having a different kind of blush look. So I had a sort of bright pinky color, a nude, and then this one, which has some sheen. So really fun. For brows this week, I have been using two things. I used this NYX shadow single, which is a nude matte shadow in the shade, hello? What shade are you? I think it's the shade NMS10 or shade 10. I'll have to look up online what shade it actually is, but it's a perfect neutral shade for my brows. So I just used that and applied it with the e.l.f. like brow brush. Where did you go, brow brush? So I just used that and applied it with the e.l.f. brow brush and just filled in my brows a little bit where I have some sparse areas. It was a really low maintenance week for brows. And then I used this Milani Easy Brow Tinted Fiber Gel. This stuff is a little bit underwhelming, I have to be honest. I feel like if you just think of this as a clear brow gel, then you won't be quite as disappointed. But I was expecting a little bit of color because I bought it in the shade Natural Taupe. And I was expecting a little more volume from it because it's a fiber gel, and it really gave me none of that. There's essentially no color payoff, and the fibers, I honestly don't see them happening when I use it. It's so weird. It feels like a clear brow gel, so it set my brows, but this is definitely something that I won't repurchase. I'll use it up because, you know, it works as a gel, but it doesn't really do as advertised, and I just find that kind of strange. So I don't find this product is worth it for what it advertises. I love Milani products, but this one is kind of a miss. All right, let's dive into eyes. So I have this little like twist up pencil shadow from Trestique, and it's in the shade Kona Coffee. And I used this a bit this week as like a smudgy eyeliner. It's a really rich, beautiful, creamy brown that really sets to stay all day. So I used it mostly as like a kind of like a thick, smudgy liner, and that was really fun. Sometimes I did like a no eyeshadow look with just that, and it was nice. Gave my eyes a little bit of definition. I used my Walking on Eggshells palette. Love this, love the shades. If you don't own this and you love a beautiful, slightly shimmery, just nude eye look, you need this. It's so stunning. I love these shades so much. You'll see me wearing this in a photograph where I just have like just a really nice natural eye. Love it so much. And then I wanted to break out this palette. Okay, so this is in a Z palette, but I went ahead and I depotted my Urban Decay Smoked palette. So not the smoky, naked smoky or whatever, but their original smoked palette. It came in like a gunmetal gray zippered pouch. I've seen it for sale like really recently actually at Nordstrom Rack. So if you're interested in some Urban Decay shadows, if you don't own any, or you're just really curious about these smoky shades, go check it out because it's a steal at Nordstrom Rack right now. But I depotted mine and put them in this Z palette just because I wanted a slightly less bulky package. And I wanted to play with these shades this week. So I have to admit, I never got down to this bottom row this week, but I did do a purple eye look this week with this shade. It's the shade Rockstar. And I used a bit of both of these shades with it as well, the brown and like the matte brown to kind of deepen things up. But mostly like, okay, so like 2 days this week, I used these 3 shades and I absolutely love it. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I used that like flat shader brush, the C brush from e.l.f. to put the gunmetal gray, which is the shade Mushroom, all over my lid, and then I used Freestyle to buff out the crease and just make it a little softer, and then Kinky, this like cream white shade on my brow bone. These are must-have neutrals. So even if you're not into really dramatic eye looks, there's some really wearable neutrals in this palette. So that was really fun to break out and play with. Okay, I had this because I needed to sharpen my Model Co lip pencil, so this is just a sharpener. And then honestly, I didn't get to my ColourPop shadows because I had a couple no makeup days. So I love both of these shadows. It's the shade Waddles, which is a beautiful like satin matte kind of finish, in like a peachy warm shade. And then I have the shade Weenie, which is a like glitter rose gold. It's so beautiful. Or it's kind of metallic. It's so beautiful. This is one of the Kathleen Lights shades, and I didn't get to use them, so they might pop up again in another week, just for me to use up. And then for lips, last but not least, I had these lipsticks. I had the Wet n Wild Color Icon lipsticks in the shades, let's see, Think Pink. Okay, this one on my lips is like crazy pink weird. Like I can hardly wear it. I have to put it on and then blot it off most of the way for it to look like okay. Otherwise it looks crazy like highlighter pink. I don't know. Almost like concealer lips, but bright pink. It's hard to describe. So I did sort of an ombre thing with this lipstick shade, which is a little bit deeper. Just to kind of combine the colors, and I liked how that turned out. This one is the shade Rosebud. These are such a nice formula. They're very matte, very pigmented, super long lasting. They drag a little bit on the lips at first, but once you warm them up, they're perfection. They're so good, and they're $2, so you cannot beat it. And then I used this lipstick shade in the shade Sheer F-Bomb. This is from Urban Decay, their Sheer Revolution lipsticks. I know that they're replacing these, and I'm bummed. I love the packaging. I love the way the packaging feels and looks. I love the separate formulas. But I think basically their new Vice lipsticks have a lot of duplicates of these lipsticks, so I'm not so worried about it. I know that Sheer F-Bomb is going to be a part of the new range, so you'll keep seeing this on my channel. I absolutely love this. It's such a no-brainer, comfortable way to wear red. Love it. Okay, and last but not least, I used my Buxom Gloss in White Russian. Basically, when I had those no makeup look days and I just wanted something creamy and nude on my lips, I wore this and it was beautiful. And it has sort of like a vanilla mint thing going on, so it's just kind of a refreshing, creamy, nice lip gloss to wear. All right, you guys, that was my makeup stash for the week. I had so much fun choosing the products and playing with all these different things all week long. I'm wearing the Sheer F-Bomb right now. I'm wearing that gray sort of gunmetal shade called Mushroom from the Urban Decay palette on my eyes. I'm wearing the bright pink Makeup Revolution blush, and I just love how things turned out. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you next week about more makeup. I will see you then. Bye.